All right, we
Hey,
are live. How's it going?
great, Sean, man. What a beautiful day finally here in New Jersey, man. Like 80 degrees outside. I almost feel like I'm at Gulfstream. Just almost.
Yeah, it's about time. I'm sick of the cold. Uh,
Oh, me too. Me too. Me too, brother.
let's see. We're going live right now
Yes,
on all
sir.
over the place on X. We have something new today. We're going to talk about it towards the end of the show, but we have a new feature on Let 'Em Run, and that's called the tropical. What is it called, Fred?
The Tropical Turf Pick 3. They've been doing it for a while. All the tracks around the country who do turf races, Santa Anita, Keeneland, they got into this what they call Turf Pick 3. It's a $3 base wager. So but it's only got a 15% takeout, which some of the takeouts on Pick 4s and Pick 5s are bigger, and it's really becoming popular. The payouts have been good. You get three turf races to look at. They're not sequential, so it's not like a pick five in the sense that a pick five would go 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And what's interesting about the pick five and this tropical turf pick three at Gulfstream today, Sean, is the first leg of the tropical turf pick three and the first leg of the pick five all start in race 7. So it's pretty cool.
All right, we're going to start with that race 7 right now, and it is a 5 furlong all-out sprint. Gulfstream race 7, 4:15 Eastern time. 5 furlongs on turf. Optional claiming 25,000. We have obviously this is a quick race, going to be speed, and I know you're looking at that, and there's a couple horses here that have different kinds of speed, speed of the speed, wild card speed, need the lead type speed,
No, not lead the need, not need the lead type speed.
not
Yeah, did not need the lead type speed. Yeah, and so there were a couple scratches. We scratched the 3, we scratched the 4, and we scratched the 10. None of those horses were really any horse that we had labeled or touched on particularly. Let's quickly just say on Thursday night's one horse wonders, we did look at the number 6, Aspiron. I believe he is the speed of the speed. He's my number 1 pick. I mean, he's cut in the last 3 races twice. He cut 22nd quarter fractions. That's blistering time. Didn't win either race, but last time was the first time Zayas got on him. So my feeling is, Zayas got a little time to figure out what he has under the hood. And he came in third. They put up a strong buyer speed figure number. So I kind of really like him. You mentioned the wild card speed. Well, to me, this is a very interesting horse, the number 2 horse, Fulanito, being ridden by a very capable speed type jockey, having a good meet down at Gulfstream Park like he always does. Jaramillo, this horse has a high speed rating per Brisnet, has never raced on turf. That's the only thing I'm looking at that I'm saying, oh, okay. Well, what does that mean? Well, his turf breeding is pretty decent. He's out of a Neolithic sire, has Harlan's Holiday in his bloodline. So he's got some turf breeding. Never been on turf. I kind of look at him as the only other like true speed that is speed kind of speed. But if you look back at a workout he had on February 21st on turf, of course, he had a race since then. But just looking back, I picked up on this. He ran a 46 second quarter as a workout back then. So I think he's going to like the taste of turf. And if Aspiron doesn't fire, this horse has the best chance probably, to pick up the pieces. And the final horse, if you're looking to use another horse that we looked at, Sean, is the 1 horse Chess Master. He's number 1 prime power. He has the rail, which, he doesn't have any real blazing speed. But again, I look at him as not a need the lead type horse. So, I think, those are the 3 horses I would kind of pay attention to. There's a lot of good horses in this race. They faced each other before. Tap Gold. They all faced each other. Aspiron, Cruiser Man. And the last 2 races, they probably faced each other once or twice. So as the first leg of the pick 5, and the first leg of this really cool tropical pick 3, Sean. I think that's what we're looking at.
Quick 5 furlongs, and once again, we'll talk about the race 7, 9, and 11 at the end as well. But turf race 8 goes to the dirt, 4:47 Eastern, 6.5 furlongs, maiden special weight 55,000. Let me pull this up here on the Gulfstream site. No scratches, 8 horses in. With the heavy favorite, couple heavy favorites here. We got an 8-5 and a 2-1. Where are you going?
Yeah, those are 2 likely horses for sure. There are 5 first-time starters in the race, so 5 out of 8, 5 of 8 in the field are first-time starters. So you don't know. I mean, you can do your best to surmise what these new horses are going to do. And there is one horse in particular that's kind of pretty interesting. But as we mentioned on Thursday night, our one horse wonder horse, Sean, is a Moment's Notice. He's one of the more experienced horses in the field. The one has some experience, but I don't think he has a really shot at all. But the 5 Moment's Notice has raced 5 times, came in second twice, came in third twice. So he kind of knows how to get there. He gets bet a lot, so he must look good on the track. So of the horses that are not first-time starters, I kind of like him. Jaramillo's jumping on him again, very capable jockey. So Christophe Clement is giving a ride to him. The other horse that I'm taking a look at, and it's kind of interesting. Love the name, Weekends and Whiskey. Not a bad weekend as far as that goes. He's out of an Into Mischief horse. He's out of a Justify horse. Justify, obviously, the Triple Crown winner, and he got $850,000. Sean, he cost $850,000. So there's definitely something to like about this horse. It's being trained by Todd Pletcher. Edgar Zayas, again, one of the top jockeys down there at Gulfstream Park, gets the mount. He's working, like lights out to get ready. So he's not, he looks good, looks like he's ready to go. And again, probably one of the better first-time starters, Sean. But the big first-time starter that's super interesting to me, he's 8-1 morning line, is the number 8 horse, Canuto. It's only bought for $40,000. Okay, big deal. Being trained by Amador Sanchez, not a household name, being ridden by Trejos. He's brought home some long shots over the course of the meet here at Gulfstream Park. And this horse's workouts, if this was a Todd Pletcher horse and he was being ridden by Edgar Zayas, this horse would be 8-5 on the morning line, Sean. His workouts are insane. I mean, every workout is under par. 47 seconds, 47 seconds, 35 seconds, 47 seconds. Slightly troubling, not real troubling. The last workout was the first time he breezed out of the gate. The other timed workouts are just they start the clock, they stop the clock. Coming out of the gate is they actually hit the clock start when they come out of the gate. So it's like the real deal, so to speak. That's the first time they're getting a feel for what it means, Sean, to come out of the gate. And I mean, no big deal. It was a 49-second breezing out of the gate. But all the other workouts, man, they look good. So I'm really looking forward to this race, Sean. This could be interesting.
And then once again, that's at 4:47 Eastern time. Race 9, 5:19, 1 mile on turf, optional claiming $25,000 race here. We have, let's see, as we look up the race here. Once again, the 6 is out. The 6 and the 11 have scratched. So
yes,
we have
correct.
9 horses in here. We have a lot of good. Do gooder, good, better, best. Make it snow. We want no part of that at this point now.
We got some good. We got some silver. We got silver moonlight. We got silver skillet. So a little bit of everything, Sean.
No, though, it's 85 degrees here. I don't want to hear anything about snow. So that horse,
sir. No.
Maybe that is, maybe that's why that horse is it's 8-2. I was looking at Starship Boeing 30-1 there. Where are we going here? I know you like some of the good horses.
Yeah, I mean, Again, our one horse wonder the other night was the number 4, Do Gooder. Again, another horse that's working out like he's like she's ready to fire a big one. Being trained by Jenna Antonucci made history when she won at the Belmont, and and she hasn't had a great meet yet, but she knows how to train horses. This horse has got some good early speed. There is some other speed in the race, but I think this horse could possibly, get out there, maybe not need the lead, but just be up there in the front on a mile race on turf. That would be a good position to be in. And again, Jose Morelos as the jockey certainly has been bringing home some long shots. And 9-2, I'll take that if it goes off at 9-2. The other horse that I like in here, as you said, is another good horse, good, better, best. This is the 7 horse being ridden by Rios. Number 1, Prime Power, Peter Walder trainer, kind of hot down there. Loves Gulfstream Park and loves the distance, Sean. 4 for 4 at a mile on turf. That's pretty solid. And, he's run at Gulfstream Park on turf 5 times, won 3 times, came in second twice. So this horse at 6-1 is going to be a solid horse to use in either your vertical bets, or if you're doing the horizontal bets, be it the all turf pick 3 or the classic traditional pick 5 at a price. That horse is a pretty good price. And then the other horse that I kind of like a little bit is the number 2, Silver Moonlight. Again, this is kind of like something where we say, leave a horse that is trained by Sappy Joseph Jr. and ridden by Edgar Zayas. Leave that horse out at your own risk. The horse is 5-1. Another horse for course, 3 for 3 at Gulfstream Park. It looks like he's getting ready to come and fire a big one. He had a nice 47 second and change workout back in April 13th. So those are the kind of horses I'm looking at. It's a good field. It's going to be you're going to have to work to pick a good horse out here. But I'm falling on my number 1 horse as the 4 horse, Do Gooder, because of the workouts. Jen Antonucci is bound to bring home a long shot or bring home a winner that might be a long shot as well, depending on what the price is when it goes off, Sean.
Race 10, 554, 7 furlongs, optional claiming 62. This was an 8 horse field. It's going to be a 6 horse field after 2 scratches, the 1 and the 5, and the 7 horses probably going to go off here at about 1 to 100. Antiquarian here, 9-5 on the morning line, and the clear class of the field here, according to your notes. I know there's a couple. You got a Shaq Diesel in there as well, and some other horses, Loco Barrio, Flying Liam, something like this. But obviously, the 7 is getting a lot of your attention, I would think. Correct?
Oh yeah, and deservedly so. He'll be getting a lot of attention, not just from me, but from many people. This horse. Talk about the races he's been in: the Louisiana Derby, Peter Pan. He was in the Belmont. He raced against Dornick, Sierra Leone, Catching Freedom, Anna Marie, Tucson Gold. The distance at 7 furlong. Even the trainer Todd Pletcher, and some of the feedback he was giving to some of the people talking to him on DRF. Said, he's not sure if this is the right distance for him, but even Todd Pletcher said, which of course he's going to say that, he thinks he could just win on class, which is probably not untrue at all. I'm sure that is the fact with the horses he's run against. He's coming in off a layoff, but he last race back in June. But again, the races he was in was super high quality. So maybe a horse, if you're inclined to single in the pick 5, looking for value in the other races, I really can't get past this horse actually losing.
Well, where's this? What do you think that this horse? Just knowing what do you think this horse is going to go off at?
3-5. Yeah,
it's going to be heavy. I mean, everybody's going to be betting this horse and putting them. I mean, even if you don't bet them, you're putting them in every exacta. You're putting them in every trifecta. You're not leaving this horse out.
You can't leave him out. And again, the other thing that certainly will probably contribute to his price going down to maybe 3-5 or something in that neighborhood is 2 scratches. So there's 2 less horses for people to bet on. So that makes all the money going to him even more likely to bring his number down. The horse, that I took, again, if you're looking for something else, either to go with the horse and your exact trifecta type bet, or if you want to live a little dangerously and say, okay, you think this horse is just using this as a glorified workout to get ready for something bigger, because certainly the type of races he ran in optional claiming 65K, 62K is not, his types of fields, that class of racing that he's been racing in. If you're looking at that as a possibility, call me crazy, but Loco Barrio, the 6 horse being ridden by Gonzalez, he's a horse for course. He's raced 7 furlongs several times, came in second 3 times, first twice. Decent buyers, 87, 84. Loves Gulfstream Park, raced here 18 times. The only way this horse could possibly win, I'm thinking, and if you watch this race, I'm pretty sure this is how it's going to shape out. He's going to go out for the lead. Only way he can win is try and go out for the lead. I don't know that there's any other horse that might go with him. Looking at the speed figures, the 2 may give him a little run. That's really kind of about it from what I see. The other horse that scratched, like I mentioned, didn't have any speed either. So, you didn't lose any speed horses on the scratches, but I just think that's the only other horse that has a chance. The 8 horse, is getting a little bit of a look. Shaq Diesel, like you said, he could close. He ran in a grade 2 race last out. But I just can't see this horse getting beat, Sean. I just think the class is unmatched. So I will most likely in my pick 5 that I'm going to play the traditional pick 5. This is not obviously it's a dirt race. So I'm very likely I'll probably use 2 horses. I'll probably use Loco Barrio and this horse, just because I think if there's any chance, if Antiquarian doesn't fire, I mean, he could probably stumble out of the gate, Sean, and still win. But I may use those 2 horses. I'll take a closer look when I start putting that ticket together. But he certainly is, in my opinion, and everybody's opinion, the class of the field.
Race 11, 628, 1 mile turf, the final race of pick 5 and of that pick 3 that we'll talk about after this main special weight. You talk about a sweet horse, another horse that's going to go off at low odds here, Candy Town. I can't believe you didn't look at Sticky McSchnickens at 3-1 there. It's just on the name alone that horse should be able to do something. But I know there's another horse in here as well. That's going to be a little bit up the odds here. Papa Golf. That's getting a little bit of play here. But yeah, interesting race here. 1 mile turf for the final one here of both of the day and of both the pick 3 and the pick 5. How do you see this playing out?
Yeah. Again, it's a field, decent sized field of 9, no scratches. As you said, a mile on the turf. There are no first time starters in this race, so every horse has a little bit of experience. And I fell on the 5 Candy Town. It's his 3rd race out. Edgar Zayas was on him 2 back when he was on the turf. They for whatever reason had to try an experiment on dirt with this horse. Still ran 2nd. He got bet down to favoritism in that race. So he's back to his preferred surface, which is the turf. He's out of a Spakestown sire, has a very strong turf Tomlinson numbers, and Todd Pletcher is the trainer. Been working out since that last race on dirt. Been working out like he's getting ready to run another big one. So I think he's got he's another horse. I think, again, I'm not going to single that horse, but I'm not going to use too many other horses in the sequence of both the pick 5 and the pick 3. The other horse I think has a pretty good chance, and he's a price at 8-1 if you're thinking of looking at a horse, is Papa Golf, the 7 horse. Also being trained by Todd Pletcher. So Todd Pletcher has the 5, Todd Pletcher has the 7. The 7 certainly has ran 4 times, came in 3rd 2 times. But what I find a little bit interesting about this horse is that he's had a different jockey on every time. Dylan Davis, Kendrick Caramouche, Irad Ortiz, Johnny Velasquez, and now he gets Jaramillo. all the races, well, the first 2 races were up north at Aqueduct, and the last 3 were at, or the last 2, I'm sorry, were at Gulfstream Park, where he had 2 very good jockeys, Irad Ortiz and Johnny Velasquez on him. Got bet down a lot in the last race, the favoritism. Came in second in a big field with 10 horses. Got disqualified and placed 5th because in the stretch he started drifting out. So, but he looks like he's got a good shot too. And at 8-1, I mean, he's again, as Brisnet labels these horses based on their quality of breeding, their history, etc. He's the number 1 prime power. So when I see a number 1 prime power at 8-1, Sean, I think I'm going to give him a shot. And, the only other horse that's kind of interesting because he's got a jockey on him who knows how to bring long shots home is the number 6, the 6 horse, Woods Point. It's only his 3rd race. First time stretching out. Last time he ran a 5 furlong sprint. Kept up with the fractions pretty good. Getting blinkers on this time. You never know what a horse like that is going to do when he stretches out to a mile. Not sure what I'm going to do with that horse, but I think the 2 best horses in this race are the 5, Candy Town, and the 7, Popikoff. Sticky McSchnickens. I feel sorry for Pete Aiello down there at Gulfstream, the track announcer, saying that name a few times. He's a good horse, but I'm just not sure where he's going to go. So that's where I'm staying with that, Sean.
All right, so with this 3, I know you'll post the pick 5 on the Twitter. How about the special 3 race, late pick 3 of the turf races, the tropical turf?
Yeah, like I said, when I'm hanging out with a lot of guys who are handicapping the races and looking at the races, there's no question that this tropical turf pick 3 has been taken off. And I give a lot of credit to the folks who put these kind of wagers together. And we talked about this a little bit last week about trying to keep people interested in horse racing, going to the track, the kind of fun things that can happen at the track. And one of the fun things at the track is what kind of wagers are there. So this is a new wager. And again, like I said, any track around the country that has turf racing, Keeneland has a tropical turf pick 3. Santa Anita, California has a tropical turf pick 3, and they pay pretty good. It's a $3 base. So, but it's only 3 races. So you could get a little creative with how you bet it. But I took in the first leg, race 7, I went with the 268. The 2, Fulinato, like we said, never raced on turf, has some speed. The 6, Speron, who I think is the likely winner in the race. And I also put the 8 in there, Tap Gold. He's 5-1. Looks like he has a shot to win too. He's raced several times at Gulfstream Park on the turf, several times at Gulfstream Park in the sprint. So I'm going to go 3 deep in that race, and then we move on to race 9, which is the optional claiming 25K at a mile on turf. I'm going to go with 3 horses again. Obviously, my top pick, the number 4, Do Gooder at 9-2. I also went with the 7 horse, Good, Better, Best. So, like you said, Sean, we're doing a lot of good here. He's 6-1. She's 6-1. And then the 8 horse, a Silver Skillet. Possibly could steal this race. The last time out was on dirt, didn't run too well. Last 2 back, 3 or 4 back, puts together some nice races on turf. So, and is kind of the lone speed. He's shortening up to a mile from a mile and 16th the last time he was out on turf. Last time out was dirt. So those 3 horses, the 4, 7, 8. And like we just touched in the last leg, I'm going to use just the 5 and just the 7, which I think are the 2, in my opinion, clear best horses in the race. One's a short price of at least the morning line, 8-5. The other one is a price at 8-1 morning line. So you put those 3 together, 3 by 3 by 2. That ticket at a $3 base wager will cost you $54. Not bad. Again, you could take a horse out, put a horse in, and it's not going to kill the price of your ticket. But I just think it's kind of a cool bet, Sean.
And it's a big here sporting weekend, and I know we got people watching all over the place in America. and Europe and all over. We got the NBA playoffs starting tonight. Well, they already started, but they're
Right. I started today. Yep.
The NHL playoffs starting. I may go.
Who you like in the NHL?
It's tough, man. The odds. I'm just looking at the odds. In the NBA, the two favorites, Oklahoma City and Boston, who I'm going to pick to go to the finals, are plus 180 and plus 190 to win the title. In the NHL, the number one choice right now is Colorado. They're plus 700, and they're a 3 seed. And it's wide open. I mean, Winnipeg had the best. Could be Winnipeg. They had the best record, and they're way down the odds. I mean, Carolina's the third choice at plus 925. So the best team in the league is like 11-1, 12-1, and there's a lot of value, obviously. But I can't let you go without picking the biggest sporting event of the weekend. Who is winning between Cody Rhodes and John Cena on the second night of WrestleMania? 2 nights of WrestleMania. John Cena heel turn, and he's back to win his 8 millionth title. Could he ride off into the sunset as a champion?
Sean, I am going to leave that up to you, my man, because I know nothing about that kind of stuff. I know the names, I know who they are, but as far as who's going to win, isn't that all pre-planned? Don't they already know? Don't they already know who's going to win?
Well,
I mean, I go back to the days of I only watched wrestling when I was young. Hulk Hogan, George the Animal Steel, people like that. That's all. I don't remember anything more than that in terms of wrestling. So it's come a long way since then.
Remember last year was in Philly. It was the 40th anniversary. It was really, really. I mean, it's become this huge.
I know it's popular. I know it's super popular. I have no doubt about that. I am not. Yeah.
Yeah, between the three, because they have the Hall of Fame Friday. It's over the 3 days they have 300,000 people, 280,000 people showing up to these events. So it's crazy for something that's entertainment. Although the NFL is also listed as entertainment, so we'll have to.
Well, sometimes it is.
But, obviously, there's a lot of stuff going on here, and make sure you tune back in on Thursday night, because now by Thursday we'll be basically 10 days out from the Derby. So there's a lot of stuff shaking up. So some horses that were going to be in the Derby have decided to go elsewhere. The jockeys are at least tentatively being named on most of the horses that are entered in the Derby have their jockeys already labeled as far as who's going to ride. Maddox Road is out.
Yeah, well, he's decided to go to another race. I forget where they said he's going to go, but Burnham Square, Brian Hernandez is on him. Sandman, Jose Ortiz is on him. Journalism, Umberto Rispoli's on him. Rodriguez, I'm not sure if he's in or not, but Mike Smith is on him. Tistastic, Joel Rosario, Tappan Street, Luis Saez is on him. Final Gambit, I'm going to be talking about that horse in the weeks to come. Luan Machado's on him. Cole Battle, Juan Vargas, who's ridden that horse every single time, is on him again. Chunk of Gold, Jareth Loveberry, Citizen Bull, Martin Garcia, Owen Almighty is Javier Castellano. Publisher is Irad Ortiz. American Promise, an interesting horse being trained by D. Wayne Lucas, is Nick Juarez. Flying Mohawk is Joe Ramos. Grand, one of Todd Pletcher's horses, is Johnny Velasquez. Matake Road is out, like you said. Luxor Cafe, the Japanese horse, is Joha Moriara. Admire Daytona is Yukiro Kato. And I think there's a couple of horses that are on the I think Built is in now, Sean, because of the Matake Road being out.
Yeah, it's interesting too, because you could see the early odds here. Journalism is the favorite at 3-1. Sandman and Sovereignty 8-1. Everyone else is 10-1 or below. Rodriguez, Tappan Street, but obviously these are going to change. But maybe next weekend we might run through some of the early odds ahead of the post, the post draw and all that stuff. So
Yeah, well, the biggest, Sean, the biggest excitement that's going to happen is going to be Saturday when they do the post position draw. That
Yeah.
changes everything. You know, if you're in the one
What
hole,
time's that post draw next week?
I think it's in the afternoon. I'm sure we'll find out. Usually they do it kind of like 2 or 3 o'clock. All the big races, they've been doing the drawings. They typically were doing them on like Wednesday afternoon, but I think they make it more of a big time event party kind of thing on a Saturday. I'm not sure where they're doing. They're probably doing it probably in Keeneland, or maybe they're doing it at Churchill. You know, doing a live broadcast from there. But that's going to be interesting. So we'll definitely have to talk about that, Sean. So I'll post that pick 3, Tropical Turf pick 3 on X when I get the final ticket together. And I hope you get to play it. We've been pretty hot at Gulfstream Park since we got back last week. Had a tremendous week last week. Sean, I'm anticipating another great week this week, brother.
All right. And once again, make sure you like, subscribe. Oh, that's good stuff. And then we will make sure to tune in on Thursday night as well.
All right.
And we will see you next week.